My name is Michal Murawski. I'm a lecturer in critical area studies at SEES, and I teach a module called Cities in Eastern Europe, which is about architecture and built environments, urban environments, not just in Eastern Europe, but in the former, in the socialist and post-socialist world, which encompasses Poland, Russia, the former Soviet Union, but also sometimes we go much further afield to what can be called socialist countries in places like Venezuela, in Cuba, in sub-Saharan Africa and elsewhere. The course focuses on architecture, it focuses on cities, and it focuses on the way in which socialism transformed Eastern Europe, and not just Eastern Europe, from an agrarian place into an urban place. And so it focuses in a way on the history of the formation of cities in Eastern Europe, and then on the contemporary experience of Eastern Europeans and others who live in cities. Cities in Eastern Europe is assessed by an essay. There's no exam. BA students write a 3,000-word essay, and MA students, the course is taken by both BA and MA students, write a 4,000-word essay. And as well as all of the assessment comes from this one essay, but there's also formative assessment pieces, which is a review. It can be, sometimes it's a review of a book or a review of a film or a review of a city, which is submitted by students halfway through the course. The most popular essay topics, if that's a way to gauge the popularity of particular modules, are the ones focusing on gender and the body and the experience of LGBT people in Eastern Europe. The experience of LGBT people in East European cities varies very widely, but it is often an experience of camouflage, of living life behind closed doors, but also surprising ways of gathering in public in a way which is often sort of hard to comprehend for people in Western Europe. So it's who people from the UK, from the US. Another topic that is often very interesting too is the week focusing on the global East European cities. So precisely focusing not just on Eastern Europe, but focusing on the way in which East European architects, for example, built buildings and were involved in the planning of cities in places like Iraq, in places like Egypt, in places like Ghana, in Cuba too. So sometimes we do additional activities, for example, visits to relevant exhibitions, to talks, and also walks around parts of London or walks around buildings in London that have been designed by East European socialist architects, of which there are a surprising number in London.